Good morning, guys. It is actually still kind of morning for a little while at least. Sorry for the background noise. I've got Sips playing Hearthstone in the background. You know, that's the way you start the morning. Although I say it's morning, it is just barely morning. It's actually time for some lunch. Got a little bit involved in what I was doing at work this morning, so I didn't even pull the camera out. Found some pretty nasty bugs in the code that I've been writing, so had to deal with that immediately. In other news, it looks like all the reviews for the Nexus 5X and Nexus 6P have started coming out. Yeah, I made a massive mistake when I placed my order for that because I ordered the Ice Blue, whatever it is, Nexus 5X, which apparently ships later for some reason. From the looks at Google Play Store, if I wanted to order a Nexus 5X right now, as long as I was ordering it in black or white, whatever those colors are called, it would be shipping now. Something like that, October 22nd, so not now, but 2 days from now, which I'm not a huge fan of. The fact that I placed an order for my device way back at the end of September, and it's gonna take till the end of October to start shipping it because of the color. That is stupid. But one way or another, seeing the samples out of the 5X and the 6P, they look absolutely awesome, so I am really pumped to get that in hand. Definitely means I need to go ahead and get this review done, the OnePlus 2. I just haven't done it yet. There's no reason that I haven't done it, I just haven't. And I've got some things to say about it that it's not gonna be pretty. So I need to finish that one up, figure out what I'm gonna do with it, either sell it or if I can afford it, give it away. Because this is, again, money, this is out of pocket. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Looks like my lunch is burning. But from all the reviews I've seen, everything I've read so far, it looks like the camera on the Nexus 5X is almost as good. Maybe not quite as good, but almost as good as the Nexus 6P. And it's supposed to be. It's supposed to have the same sensor. It's got a slightly different processor, so processing is gonna be a little bit different. But I'm really curious. I don't think I've seen any actual video clips out of it yet. I've only seen stills, so I'm gonna have to go look and see if I can find some videos from the 5X. I really enjoyed the Nexus 5 when I had it, except for its horrible camera and mediocre battery life. Okay, not great battery life. I'm hoping that the 5X is better in both ways, but realistically, I'd be very tempted to get the 5X, try it out, possibly do a giveaway on that one, and then get the 6P as a new daily driver type device. All right, well, I am thoroughly torn. I don't know if I've even mentioned it on here or not, but I've been avoiding device leaks like the plague. I talked about it on XDA a little bit, and basically, okay, I sort of treat device reveals, device launches, like a Christmas morning kind of thing. I know a lot of people do. So when you go online and there's all these sites that are like, hey, we found this on the FCC's website. We found this on the Chinese TENA website, the Chinese version of the FCC. We found these specs that were leaked. Leak. It's like, what's the point of the device launch and the big buildup if they're just gonna reveal everything ahead of time? If somebody's going to figure all this stuff out ahead of time, it just takes kind of the fun out of it. So I knew nothing about HTC's new device that they're launching. They had an event today, didn't even know the event was coming really, because I'd avoided it so hardcore. They unveiled the HTC One A9. Previously, the devices, the flagships they've released have been the M series, so M7, M8, M9. A9 is now out. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon 617, that's their middle-of-the-road processor. Gonna come with Android 6 Marshmallow. It's got 13 megapixel camera, ultra pixel on the front. They mentioned two different configurations though, 16 gigs of storage, 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of storage, 3 gigs of RAM, but the pre-order doesn't let you choose which one it is. From everything I've read so far, you get what you get based on where you live, which is kind of stupid. But basically it amounts to the US versions are going to have 32 gigs storage, 3 gigs RAM. The European model will have the 16 and 2, which makes you feel a little bit bad for the European people, but I guess woohoo for people in the US. And other than that, it looks an awful lot like an iPhone. But the pre-order price is $399. That's where what I said a long time ago at this point came in. I'm torn. I don't know if I want to go for that one or not. As I've mentioned a couple of times, I do end up buying a lot of the devices that I have here. I bought the OnePlus 2 and I just don't know. What I'm seriously thinking about doing is just buying the Nexus 6P like I was saying earlier. Maybe try to get both the 6P and the 5X in hand to do some camera comparison tests and then give away the 5X. I don't know, anytime I mention the word giveaway, for one, this is money out of pocket. This is taking away from potential growth of the channel, unless I do it in conjunction with other channels, which I would love to continue doing. That's the weird thing. I've had lots and lots of people telling me, do giveaways, do giveaways. Doing giveaways on my channel alone does not help my channel in the slightest, unless you make sharing it out on social media a part of a requirement of the giveaway. And even then, it's not going to help it that much. Doing the giveaways like the big Android giveaway that I'm a part of right now, that has helped the channel immensely. The channel has grown so much, getting more views and everything. It has just definitely been a massive help. So I'm going to continue doing those whenever I'm offered the option to do so. But doing giveaways on my own, it seems kind of silly. It seems like a waste of money, realistically. I hate to be that way about it, but this is money that will help keep the channel going long term. And if I'm just, oh yeah, let's throw out $400 a month for something that's going to get me maybe a couple of hundred subscribers, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Throwing out $400 on something that's going to, oh wait, that's an extra 10,000 subscribers with many, many more views. That's definitely worthwhile. Anyway, back to the point at hand though, I'm torn as to whether or not to order the A9, because again, that could be a part of another big giveaway in conjunction with other channels, and it could be something that I use as a daily driver. I mean, the Snapdragon 600 series is not a bad chip, and it does Quick Charge 2.0, and it's going to be compatible with Quick Charge 3.0 when the devices support it. Actually, it says with a future software upgrade, so it's not even going to support it out of the box. 2150 mAh battery, that's not great. I think I'm going to skip out on this one. 400 bucks for that. It's just not all that great. I would love to try out the device. Maybe I'll get really lucky and run into somebody from HTC at DroidCon London, and they'll be like, here, try this. I would actually hope for the same thing from Sony, because I haven't touched a Sony device. I have never owned a Sony phone. So yeah, I'm not gonna say, hey, everybody send me free phones, but that wouldn't be a terrible thing. There's so many YouTubers that do that. There's so many tech journalists that do that, and I've just never done that. Maybe I need to be doing that. I need to be doing that with all of them, I guess. I have received several phones from like Chinese companies, but the majority of those don't work in the States. The LG G4 was a part of a promotion they were doing with YouTubers, but as far as direct contact with manufacturers, the only real time that's ever happened was a couple of years back at Big Android Barbecue. I met with one of the guys from HTC, and he said, hey, we've seen that you've never reviewed an HTC phone. Why is that? I said, I don't have one. And he said, oh, you do now. And he handed me one. And that was awesome. And that was back when my channel was small, but it was intended for the XDA crowd. And since that time, it's just not happened again. Maybe my channel is getting big enough that I can justify starting to do that, starting to reach out to manufacturers and saying, hey, hi, I'm out here. I'm interested in your product and I really want to review it. We'll just sort of have to see what happens. Until that time, I've just been throwing down money on devices, which is not a great sustainable model. Bad decisions with money abound. I bought GTA 5. I've been avoiding it for a while. I've been thinking about it, and it's just like, I have $50 or $60, I think it was $60 it has been for a long time. And basically I got to the point where I said, well, you know, if it ever goes on sale, I'll think about it, because I've been seeing so many videos about it. I've played a lot of GTA 4, I played it on the Xbox 360, played a lot of Saints Row 3 and 4 and whatever else. I love that style of game, I have a lot of fun playing it, and the fact there is an online component to it means that it has a lot more expandability, a lot more playability. And then I noticed over on Slick Deals, Grand Theft Auto 5 for $31 from what's it called? Green Man Gaming. And then it's $37 or $38 if you, I think the $31 version comes with $500,000 in cash money. $38 comes with a $1.2 million or $1.25 million in-game money. So I went with the $38 one, and I'm going to start off the game with a decent amount of money, which should be pretty nice. Wow, that is downloading 62 gigabytes of stuff. It's been going for a while now. It says it's got 5.5 hours remaining. So this is probably the last practice that I will be at this season. Can't say that I'm not a fan of that. Duncan Soccer team thing ends for the season on Saturday, and then you will be moving into basketball. All right, that last practice is over. That's the last practice I'll be going to. Christina will be doing the one later this week.
Very last.
You ready for soccer season to be over for a little while?
Yes, and then I have to do basketball season.
Yeah, basketball. That'll be loads of fun.
Yes.
Well, home and I completely forgot that Christina is not going to be home until later. Don't know how much later, but later. She's got a game called Bunko tonight to where she goes out with her friends and she plays some sort of a dice game. I don't know, it's probably gambling related or something. They've played it here before. I never even got a chance to pay attention to what was going on. Don't care. And I hate to do it because I have just put a little over a week into this, but this thing has got to go. It is burning me up, it's itching me. And I know what I said recently about wanting to grow a beard and what you should do if you want to grow a beard. If you start to itch, if you start to have problems, stop shaving. And that's definitely the right advice if you want to grow a beard. I'm at this point where I'm like, you know what, it's time to get it off of here. So maybe we'll do it as a time lapse. You have got to be kidding me. I left for several hours. We were gone for like 3.5 hours or so. And yeah, it didn't finish downloading. 30 out of 62 gigs. It says it's got, you know, 1 day remaining. The update servers, the download servers, whatever, are apparently being ridiculously slow. I'm gonna blame it on my internet connection because it has been so weird and spotty lately. But anyway, time to go shave this thing off. Well, that was a spectacular failure. I went to set up my time-lapse rig thing, and because of bathroom and everything and trying to get it set up just the right way, didn't end up hitting the record button. So beard is gone, but nothing recorded. So that's a fail. Next time I do something like that, I may actually use this camera, record the whole thing, and just compress it all later. By the way, in case you didn't notice, incredibly awesome mustache. Alexa is yelling at me from the kitchen. What is going on? I don't know, apparently nothing. But yes, as I was shaving, I kept doing little pantomimes to the time-lapse camera, which obviously wasn't recording, with, you know, phases along the way. You know, here's with a full goatee and the mustache, now here's with the mustache. Ew, it doesn't look good with the mustache. And then I went ahead and used my razor to shave the rest of it off, and I left the mustache. Because, for one, I've never actually seen the way that I look with the mustache. I'm kind of curious. I know it's a little lopsided. I didn't even things out. I was just doing it very quick and dirty. But two, I thought it would be very, very amusing to record Christina's reaction to it, because I think you guys will like that. But yeah, let me know what you think. What do you think of the 1 week old pedo mustache, porn stash as they may call it? I don't think it's great. I look a little bit like my dad, which is not a terrible thing. It's just, this is not a good look for me.
Good job. Shaving that off tonight.
No, I'm gonna keep it forever. All right, this can go now. Much better. Much better?
Yes, much better.
I don't know. Something about that. Well, it is very much later in the evening now. It's actually well after 11 o'clock. After Duncan went to bed, Christine and I sat down here and, like we tend to do on nights that we don't get to spend a lot of time together, just kind of talked, went back and forth, talking about plans for Duncan, plans for our little family unit. Actually spent a little bit of time just sitting on the couch together because a little one in her belly was just kicking up a storm. We didn't know what was going on, but basically, if you're not familiar with it, when a baby gets to a certain size, it gets really, really tight, really cramped in there, and so it normally will just kick. Well, you know, when it's moving around and wiggling around, it kicks a little bit. In this case, it's not so much kicking, because once they get to a certain size, you can kick, but you kind of want to stretch out. You know, you're really tight in there. So he was putting his foot or his hand or something up there and just wiggling it straight across. And there's a part of me that would really love to show you that, you know, to sort of give you that experience, but I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Still, it's a really interesting experience. So I was able to, you know, put my hand on there and feel his foot or hand or whatever moving across, and it was just, it's a really interesting experience. I can only imagine what Christina must be feeling like during all this. I really, you know, it's a pity that I don't get to spend more time with her and, of course, with Duncan on evenings like this, and especially with you guys at the same time, because it feels like, you know, I spend the whole day working, and then I take Duncan to soccer, or she takes Duncan to soccer, one or the other, come back home, put him to bed, she goes to bed, and then I'm alone the rest of the night. It's a total of like half an hour to an hour of actual interaction. That's part of the reason why I don't normally film much on these nights. But you know what? It is, like I said, getting very, very late. I've got to get this video edited and get to bed. Unfortunately, is another day of not actually getting any real work done. I did get a little bit of video related work done. I've been spending some more time with the sub $100 phones, moved my sim over again. It's now in the Blue Studio C, and everything's working appropriately, working as expected. So I'll probably do the performance video on that sometime very soon. I've been making some notes on it, and the way I've been doing these videos is that I just do some very general notes and then I sort of wing the whole thing. I think it makes it a little bit more authentic, except for the one where I rapped, and yeah, that's a thing that happened. Anyway though, I'm really tired. I'm gonna try to make myself get up and go for a run in the morning, so I've got to get this video done. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you had a great day. We'll see you again tomorrow.